It was the thing that hurt. There was a thing called turf toe. Turf toe is not actually your toe; it's more your ankle. But it's just that feeling of, you know how when you walk in sneakers on sand, if you're at the beach, when you're leaving the beach and you put your sneakers on to walk back, it's like just feels all uncomfortable and weird. That's what it used to be like the turf when I was a kid. But now it literally you just take it and you see, like, I'll watch a soccer game on turf, and on grass the ball stops and slows down before it goes out of bounds. Yeah. On soccer, it just goes. It's like
no chance. Like a boulder ball.
And it's like, I mean, there's a million throw-ins because the ball just goes out of bounds in no time. It's like you just touch it a little.
It's easier to maintain too.
And that's the thing. It's like think about when you. In fact, let's go back to, I was saying, sneakers and sand. Ever go, let's say there's something outside in your backyard you have to get, like out of the newspaper was thrown or whatever, you'll wear your socks and you'll walk on the grass, and it hasn't rained for 2 days, but yet all of a sudden you come back and your socks are wet. And it's like, where did that come from? That's the kind of thing, because, grass always and dirt always retain moisture. Some of that's nature. This turf has to be dry in no time, So just imagine what kind of chemicals or what kind of ingredients we're talking about that they're able to be dry that fast. I mean, they'll go and take a broom and sweep it off, or one of those big squeegees, and just squeeze. It's like, think about what think about that. It's like, meanwhile, if you do a spill in your carpet in your house, it's wet for days, Right. So it's like, what's going on here? What do they have there?
Yeah, like my dad decided to shampoo the carpet on Saturday last week. The coldest day of the year, he decided to shampoo the carpet. Yep. I'm like, Dad.
And the smell stays, and it stays wet, and absolutely.
Especially when it's colder, too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's funny. There's a piece of gum on my walkway, and I want to pick it up, but I keep on forgetting. I need a cold day, because in the hot day, it'll be all, so I need a cold day where I can just flip it off. I'm like, so I look at today, I'm like, today's the worst day to do it. Can't do it today.
Can't do it tomorrow.
No, exactly. I know. But I'll be back down to the 60s on the weekend, of course.
Yeah. Of course. So. New York weather, right? Oh,
it's been hotter here than in Arizona for some reason. I don't know why.
Man, that's the global warming that...
What global warming?
Of what we've been doing to the atmosphere.
That it's been colder in other places and warmer. That's not... I don't know. So the Mets are doing really bad.
What else is new?
The Nets are off the map.
What kind of information you have about this Paul George guy that everybody is interested in?
I think, since he's had his injury, though, he's been a little bit of a different player.
Who, Paul George?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not since, the middle of March until the first round of playoffs. He's been balling out.
Right. But there was a little different feel to him when he was before his Olympic injury, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, he was more of a high flyer, this or that.
Yeah, but he was even before that, he was in the process of really trying to develop his jump shot and try to make it consistent. So now I think we're just seeing him, just going to... His favorite player is Kobe. He works out with Kobe.
But nonetheless, though, it's better than when people below the rim the whole career. Because if you look at a guy now like Blake Griffin, he does how many dunks in his career, and now he hurt this playoffs.
Yeah, and that's why.
So you really can't dunk all the time, because that pressure when you jump and go down all the time, it takes a toll on your body. Especially when you're doing the most dunks for a year.
And that's why it's kind of good that LeBron finally decided to develop his jump shot.
Yeah.
And now he has even though it's later in his career, even though it's not like he took a step back, he has his full arsenal. And that's why it's hard for him to beat. And that's why, LeBron is going to go 12-0 in the Eastern Conference.
Who knows? The dunk could be like the thing of the past in the NBA if people want to have longer careers.
I realize just to ignore you because you just come up with the crazy statements.
As long as you don't ignore the series, that's it. That's what that matters.
This whole season, KJ's been saying that it's really not about this year with the Celtics, even though they were a 1 seed. And just to think, in that first series, they were a 1 seed and they almost lost
because LeBron didn't want to. Honestly, LeBron didn't want to play Chicago. He didn't
want to dress up either for some of the games.
Here's a question: will this be the last ever three-peat of this team? Will this be the end chapter of this rivalry?
No,
like the last game.
The
Warriors Cavs, like this whole 3 years in a row. Is this the last?
How long is Curry's contract for?
I think next year.
Who's better in the Western Conference that's gonna rise up?
There's no. It's some big trade or big like a Kevin Durant to the Warriors would have to happen.
But just think about what you had with the Clippers, right? They had Chris Paul, they had Blake Griffin, and they and they can't do it.
Their problem is, like I said, they are a pep rally team. Everything is nice during the regular season, doing commercials, endorsement deals, and then when it comes to the playoffs, you just get slapped in the mouth, and it's just like, whoa, what just happened?
And you see that. I mean, that was the way, and LeBron had said that. Like, look, don't talk about regular season games. It's like when the playoff comes, we'll be there. That's when the games really matter.
I think this is going to last out until the end of Kevin Durant signed a 2-year deal. So I guess this would make 3, and then what? I think this is going to go maybe 4 straight. Yeah,
it's
maybe
like
5.
It's like Draymond Green is a great player. There's guys.
That's my favorite player.
Yeah, and there's
I
guys
don't like
who
the Warriors, but
and this will be how many years in a row LeBron making the finals?
7.
Wow.
Has that ever been done before?
Yes.
They won 8 in a row?
I'm pointing to his shirt, but his shirt says Brooklyn Nets.
I'm saying during this format, though. If they had this format, would they have gone to 8 finals in a row? If the Islanders didn't have that format, would they have won 4 Stanley Cups in a row?
If you think about it, LeBron might go to 10 straight finals.
Yeah, I mean, he's such...
No, I wouldn't say that.
You only have...
This is 7. Yeah,
because the Celtics are in the way, but
please.
Okay, so tell me. So you tell me right now, if we stick with this, if we stick with what we're doing, because everybody keeps talking about how are we either gonna trade for a superstar or use the pick?
Yeah.
Why can't you do both? Why can't you just pick up the number 1 draft pick and then pick up a free agent every year?
Because first of all, that's going to be hard. But second of all, it doesn't matter who your first round pick is, and it doesn't matter who you get in the draft. Because it's not like you're going to get Kevin Durant or something. I mean, in the free agency, you won't be able to beat the Cavaliers in the next 2 years.
I'm talking about catching him while he's on the fall. Like, can you imagine if Jaylen Brown becomes that star, and now you versing a 35-year-old LeBron James?
Yeah, but
the hardest thing about good draft picks, I mean, that's why sometimes picking, the high, being a better team, is that okay? Now you're treating these lottery picks like lottery tickets. In that, okay, we're waiting for him to develop. So if there's a free agent out there who plays the same position as this guy you drafted number 1, you don't go for him. And it's like you're missing your window because you want that guy. What if Jaylen Brown or whoever doesn't develop? That's the kind of thing. It's like, but you forget it because you're like, no, let's get. I mean, I find it weird. I talk about this all the time. That some drafts you get Tim Duncan, some drafts you get Michael Olowokandi. And that's why I find this year that's so weird that the Celtics are going to have a 6'4", 6'5" point guard as the number 1 pick. But it's a different game because it used to be that you had to have a big man. You had the 7-foot guy always went with number 1 because there's so few and far between.
And that's the thing. We got a big man coming from overseas that we drafted last year.
Right.
2 of them.
He was the old draft and follow guy. That's what they do.
Go ahead.
I would go with a more generic name. I would say Joe Smith because Joe Smith actually was a first overall pick.
Is Joe Smith a hit or a miss? I mean, I don't know, one of those,
Did he play for the Cavs?
I think it was one of those Newsday things we were talking about, like they hit or misses over, and they went back into what year did they start?
96.
I want to say
first
84.
Overall.
They went for first overall picks, and they were rating every guy a hit or a miss. And they had Iverson as a hit and various guys, and Joe Smith was on that list and everything. But there were some guys who had great careers, but were listed as misses because they were number 1 overall picks. You expect a little bit more from a number 1 overall pick. I mean, you're talking about like Tim Duncan was an obvious hit. But
Kwame Brown.
When do you feel
Kwame Brown was the only high school kid ever go 1 overall, right? Is that what it was? That was Michael Jordan's pick.
When do you feel like
LeBron won 1 overall?
Oh, right, yeah.
That the Celtics, if they do, is going to surpass the Cavaliers. When do you feel like that's like what is your timetable? Your time for you to feel like that.
The earliest is next year. Possible
To pass the Cavs?
See,
like I said, earliest. Earliest.
My answer on when the Cavs won't be the best team is when LeBron doesn't have any semblance of a supporting cast. That would be my answer because...
And who doesn't want to play with him? And LeBron's career is going to last longer for the fact of the people who want to... Like, they had Mike Miller on SportsCenter today, and he was just talking about playing with LeBron, obviously how great it is. LeBron is the type of guy that's always going to... He's not Kobe, okay? He's going to always attract people to come play with him. That's going to just make his career a little bit long. I'm not saying like LeBron's Brady. He's going to play till he's 40. But I'm saying I don't see the Celtics being able to pass the Cavs, as long as LeBron is on, obviously, with Kyrie Irving, for like the next 2 to 3 years. So then Isaiah Thomas is going to be a little bit older. Gordon Hayward, Isaiah Thomas, and a first-round pick or whatever is still not good enough to pass the Cavaliers. This Warriors team that we're watching might not be good to pass the Cavaliers. That's definitely not good enough.
But I'm saying, like, the way, and especially the way the owner's talking about is we're not trying to add another star. We're trying to add 2.
Okay.
So what happens if you draft Fultz, you pick up Gordon Hayward, and then you trade a 2018 draft pick, Avery Bradley and Marcus Smart for Jimmy Butler? What do you think about that now?
I just think that's a decent starting lineup, and then the Cavs still got their bench to come in. I just look,
see, like, and especially like watching the game yesterday.
Yeah,
I feel like we could have won that game, but Okay.
At what point when it was 0-0? At what point you thought you could win that game?
Let me finish my analysis. Okay.
Go ahead.
Because you know how it's all about lineups. Basically, we have to go small. Because why is Kevin Love? Basically, Kevin Love is a 7-foot Mike Miller right now. Like in 2011, that Game 5 against OKC. That's basically the way he played yesterday.
Yeah, he double.
Why did Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson basically drop 50 on us? Like,
yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying. You guys go big. Al Horford is not. I'm gonna say it like this. He's not the answer. You know what I'm saying? He's good. He's decent. He's not the answer. There's no way. Like, there's at no point you guys could have won that game. I'm sorry. I just have to say, at no point. You guys are out talented. Honestly, if you look through the whole roster, position, even throughout the depth, there's no position that you guys are better than them at, and that's why you guys are gonna lose to them. Maybe even 4. At no position are you better than the Cleveland Cavaliers. What position are you better than them at?
Shooting guard, maybe.
Maybe, and that's the closest, and then that's it. Yeah. You guys, have no chance for the next 2 years, and I love it.
For the next 2 years, I'm saying it's not this year, not next year, maybe the year after. I'm saying that'd be the prime time because LeBron will be like what 34 by then.
Yeah, about
Slippage.
34, 35.
And we're talking about if they lose against the Warriors, they're gonna talk about blowing it up anyway.
What is blowing it up? Getting rid of Kevin Love and figuring out a way to get Melo and D Wade there.
Another new coach.
So blowing up is probably going to be good for them. No, they're not going to get a new coach. They're not going to.
You never know.
I'm just saying, man. Like Kevin Love has knee problems. Kyrie Irving has injury problems. Come on, your whole supporting cast has injury problems.
Kevin Love, yeah, but Kyrie Irving since that finals, think about it, he hasn't really been injury prone. Since the finals, he haven't really been injury prone. And then there's been talk, I'm telling you, that Kevin Love is going to be out and Melo might be making his way to Cleveland. Just wait on it. And I know LeBron will be happy with Melo over Kevin Love. Celtics won't, though. You know what I'm saying?
That's all right. I can't with you. Because at the end of the day, your team is going to be just trapped in no man's land.
I understand. I feel your pain. I watched that game just like you did yesterday.
At least my team's still playing.
Well, give that till next week. This time they won't.
Think about it, because I made this bet. I made this bet with one of my classmates, St. John's, because he was talking about how the Orlando Magic, they're going to win a championship in the next 20 years. I said, I bet you $100. Then the next 20 years, I was like, here's my address and everything. The Orlando Magic will not win a championship in the next 20 years. Yeah, I would do the same thing for you. The New York Knicks will never win a championship in the next 50 years. I promise you that.
First of all, don't say 50.
The Nets have a better
50.
future.
Excuse me.
Actually, it's true. The Nets do have a better future than the Knicks.
The Knicks are stuck in the cycle.
You two loverbirds. I'm going to let you just see what's up.
Well, the future on WHBC is coming up right next with FM Punk with Riley. So you want to stay tuned, keep it locked where it is. Marc Tchaikovsky.
I want to say boo on the FCC for getting rid of net neutrality rules. I want to look at my sports information quick and easy.
Tristan Hamilton.
I can't wait till next week. This time, Celtics will be out of the playoffs.
I'm tired of you, Tristan. That's all I'm going to say.
That's KJ Brooks. Don't forget this Saturday morning, Piano Man, me live, Saturday 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 90.3 WHBC. Send me an email, sportstalk@optonline.net. I'm Chris Maldini. Thank you so much for lending us your ears. Twitter.com/sportstalk903. Bye, everybody. We will see you on the airwaves.